Hi Libra, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for October 2019. For you this month, there's going to be a lot of focus on front and center, you, and then the focus will shift over into the realm of finances. Julia has some things to say about Mercury's activity this month for you, Libra.
I sure do, Jamie. So, hi, Libra. Let's talk about Mercury first, and then we'll also go into Mars and Venus for you this month. Mercury, which is the planet of thinking, it's the planet of communication. It's going to be entering your second house, which is the house of possessions and money, on the 3rd of the month, so pretty early on in the month. What that basically means is for the month of October, you're going to have your mind on your money and your money on your mind. And you may be, for example, thinking of ways to either increase your salary or expand your business operations somehow. The second house is also the house of values, too. And Mercury is going to be entering a shadow period this month, which I know we have a whole video over that you should totally check out.
Yeah, it's true.
And it will go retrograde at the very tail end of the month, too. So this could mean that this month you spend a lot of time sort of reviewing and rethinking your value systems. You know, it could be your political values, your religious values, or your family values. Also, what's going on is Mars is going to be entering your first house of self on October 3rd. So when Mars is in the first house, that generally increases people's self-assertion, they're very good. It might be easier for you this month to really know what your rights are and how to stand up for yourself and how to kind of fight for them. And you might be a little bit more feisty and active than usual too. So I think it's probably better to sort of get your energy out through exercise or through self-expression instead of like shooting from the hip and maybe getting into arguments and conflicts with others, because that can also happen too when Mars is in the first. And then finally, Venus is going to be entering your second house. Again, that's the house of possessions, money, values, on October 8th. So Venus really likes to be in this house because to modern astrologers, this is the house of Taurus, which is Venus's sign that she likes to be in. When Venus goes through the second house, people tend to get a little bit more pleasure in sort of shopping, in spending money on luxury items. So it could be a really good time for that, but be a little cautious of going overboard. And do you see anything else going on this month for Libra, Jamie?
Yeah, I was thinking while you were talking about that Mars in the first house that what a great antidote that can be for the Libra rising people of the world who have trouble saying no, who just, want to be the guy in the white hat, the good guy, and who want to be seen as fair. A little Mars action there can really, give you that assertion that sometimes, frankly, you lack, and can help you to
getting in touch with it.
Yeah, I think so, and to help to push other people away when they're pressing on your boundaries. There's another thing coming along a little bit later in the month, which is on the 13th. We've got a full moon in Aries, and that places the sun there in Libra in the first house, the moon in the seventh house, across this axis of identity versus relationship. And I think that's going to also bring some assertion into your relationships. Now, it might put you face to face with a angry or, a partner who's sort of having some emotional outbursts. But I think that Mars in the first house for you this month, Libra, could give you what it takes to, give as good as you get.
Yeah,
and wouldn't that
and
be a
Libra
nice
risings
thing?
are naturally drawn to that kind of feistiness, a little of that assertiveness and a directness in a partner as well.
Yeah, that's so true. So then we've got, as the month goes on, Mercury does enter that shadow period that you were talking about, Julia, right around the 20th. And that's the point at which Mercury starts to slow down, and it's really thinking about turning retrograde soon. And the retrograde time period is going to be pretty much in November. So you'll want to go over to YouTube and dig into our October news playlist, because there you're going to find the video about Mercury retrograde and its shadow period. And then you might want to get your November horoscope to find out how to deal with that and where that's going to fall in your chart. So let's see. Then the next thing is really the last thing is that there's a new moon in 4 degrees of Scorpio on October 27th. And here it is. And really, towards the end of the month, Libra, there's this big gathering of planets in Scorpio in your second house. So there are um, a lot of sort of feelings of possessiveness that happen there in your house of possessions. Things that you own, you might be feeling particularly like, close to the vest about them towards the end of the month and moving into November. So, it's always good to learn to share. That's true. But on the other hand, it's also good to know what's yours and what is other people's, and to maintain those clear lines.
Wow.
So I think that's it. Yeah, at the end of the month on the 31st is when Mercury actually turns retrograde. And it'll be doing that in Scorpio in your second house. And then in November, we'll talk more about what that means. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And definitely check in with pandoraastrology.com/horoscope if you want to keep tabs on your horoscope in the future. And you can always find interesting stuff on our YouTube channel in the playlists area. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye, Libra.